What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Destination D-Row. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the top stock sectors of 2021. So 2021 is obviously a unique year, and especially in investing. So a lot of companies and a lot of sectors are actually taking a hit with COVID, but with every company that's down, there's other companies that are doing well, other stock sectors that are doing well. So this video is going to give you some insight on some potential good stock sectors in 2021. So the first stock sector that's probably going to be popping off in 2021 is definitely technology. The technological sector is always pretty popular among stock traders. This includes companies like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, etc. A lot of the main staples of stock trading that you would potentially invest in. Within the technology stock trading sector, there's a couple great opportunities out there. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about within the technology sector is cryptocurrency and blockchain. So cryptocurrency is one of those markets that kind of burst on the scene about 5 or 6 years ago, with Bitcoin being the most popular form of cryptocurrency. Now, the technology is what I'm talking about. That's a great investment in 2021 and beyond, potentially. So the technology I'm talking about is blockchain. Now, blockchain is the technology that makes cryptocurrency possible. It was originated with Bitcoin, so therefore Bitcoin is probably one of the major players, and Bitcoin just surpassed $30,000 in value. So the crypto market is pretty hot right now, especially early on in 2021. Overall, this market may take a little bit of a dip, but I don't see this going away. I envision this potentially as a future kind of thing to invest in. I do recommend looking in the particular companies that develop the blockchain technology. So these cryptocurrencies that are made possible by Bitcoin are actually unchangeable public ledger, which means it's very secure crypto data that can be transferred almost immediately, and you cannot change that code. That's what makes it secure. Some examples of blockchain in use: it is used for payments, it's used for loyalty, rewards, identifications, different kinds of transactions, and again, it's super secure because it cannot be modified. It's hard to trace cryptocurrency. So why invest in blockchain technology in 2021? Well, currently the market is speaking because all of the cryptocurrencies are really hot right now. Crypto is more and more tested, it's more and more proven, it's more and more acceptable. Some bigger companies like Microsoft, IBM are investing into this as well. More and more websites are using cryptocurrencies. So overall, even though it's not completely new, it is still something to look into in 2021. So a couple good companies to look into in terms of blockchain technology: NVIDIA, CME Corp, Square, IBM, DocuSign. There are many other companies that also deal with blockchain. Those are just a couple of the heavyweights. So another great investment in 2021 also falls under the umbrella of technology: 5G. Now, I know you've seen lots of commercials on 5G with Verizon and all these other companies. So 5G is the 5th generation of broadband cellular communication. So basically it's the next wave, probably for the next 5 or 6 years, of cellular bandwidth and towers and all of that. It's the latest and the greatest of cell service and speed. So 5G is going to replace 4G. So why should you invest in 5G technology? Well, 5G technology is still relatively new. 4G is still the main used platform, so there's still room for growth as it becomes more of a staple. 2025, 5G is predicted to have over 1.7 billion subscribers. So it's still on the earlier side to invest in 5G, especially for the next couple of years. Another reason why 5G is a good investment is because all the major cell carriers are going to go to it. Includes Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, etc. Another great reason to invest is because Apple, the most popular iPhone, has adopted the technology to use 5G. So in terms of 5G, there's a lot of different stocks you can invest in, from Apple all the way down to the chip manufacturers. So the top companies to invest in 5G: Ericsson, Qualcomm, Qorvo, Palo Alto Network, Marvell Technology Group, Broadcom, Intel. So the key to 5G isn't necessarily investing in Verizon or Apple, but it's looking into the companies that are making it actually happen. The software, the chips, the semiconductors. Another great potential within the technology sector in 2021. So next on the list is a concept that may seem far-fetched, but it may be a reality in the next coming years. That is self-driving or autonomous cars. Tesla has really made the self-driving autonomous car very popular, through both positive headlines and negative headlines. In terms of investing into self-driving cars, I'm referring to investing in the technology that makes it possible. Now, why should you invest into potential companies that are developing self-driving car technology? Well, doesn't it sound really futuristic to have self-driving cars right before we have floating cars? It's still relatively a new, unproven technology. You're still ahead of the curve in terms of the potential of a self-driving car because of a lot of skepticism. Proponents of the self-driving car world claim it's going to eradicate error of humans in driving. It can help people with disabilities get around. It might be able to help us be more productive while we're getting from point A to point B. So it's not fully mainstreamed yet. It's still a revolutionary concept, but it may be something to look into in 2021 as a starter position for a long-term goal. Some potential companies to invest in, obviously Tesla is the big one. In addition, you have Cruise Company, Waymo, Voyage. Many of these self-driving companies are located in Silicon Valley, of course. So there are quite a few out there that are still kind of hidden gems. So you may want to look into those for 2021. All right, the last concept I'm going to talk to you about in the technology sector is cloud-based software. Obviously, cloud-based software is hotter than ever right now with everybody being remote and learning from home, things like that. So a lot of companies are investing into this software. It's not too late to invest in this software either. Though I hope we get back to normal and can get out of our houses ASAP, the reality is a hybrid might be in the future. What I mean by that is people might be going to the office for a little bit, might be working remotely on business trips, or a little bit at home potentially. This software allows everything to be pooled, and you can access everything with your remote devices, your cell phones, your tablets, your laptops, and your desktops. So cloud spending is expected to increase by 18% next year. So there is still room for growth. So 2021, especially with COVID and restrictions and remote learning and working, it may be a great opportunity to continue to invest in a cloud-based software. So obviously Google is well known as the main cloud software program. So Google's Google, no surprise there with cloud software. You also have Alibaba, which is another very popular cloud software device. You have Microsoft and you have Amazon, so those are obvious. But a couple others that may not have reached their potential, you have DocuSign, you have Okta, which is a program that can pool different services into one login. You have Salesforce, CRM. So those are a couple proven winners that you can look into to invest in some cloud software technology in 2021. So the second sector I'm going to talk to you guys about is healthcare. First is a hybrid of technology and healthcare, and that's telemedicine stocks. So telemedicine, just like 5G and just like cloud-based software, has not even came close to reaching its full potential. So there is still time to invest, especially in 2021. And after COVID goes away, telemedicine may be used especially for lower level sort of checkups or visits. Rather than going to an office just to get a checkup on how you're doing after like surgery or something, you can simply do the televisit. Or a low level thing like pink eye or some sort of scratch or something just to get information from the doctor. I don't see telemedicine going away anytime soon. I actually see it as a benefit so that doctors can see more patients on lower level things. Again, the big boys are kind of involved in a lot of different things. The Amazons, the Googles have all different fields, and I think everybody kind of knows about those stocks. Other telemedicine stocks to potentially look into: Dexcom, Laboratory Corporation, Teladoc, Amwell, Livongo. Those are all potential winners in terms of telemedicine. So I do think telemedicine is a potential safe investment for 2021 and beyond. Obviously, within the whole healthcare field, there is the COVID vaccinations and medicines that deal specifically with that virus. The main one by far is Pfizer, and Pfizer's a proven staple even before COVID and the vaccines. Continuing to invest in COVID research or potentially the next outbreaks is something that might be wise in 2021. Like I said, Pfizer and BioNTech are clearly number one with vaccines and in terms of stock value. Also have Novavax, You also have Arcturus Therapeutics, which is another potential investment for COVID vaccines and or medicine. All right, the third sector that is probably going to do very well in 2021 is something that typically does well, and that's consumer discretionary. You, of course, have Amazon as the big one, is the mighty of that, the online shopping, made very popular by Amazon. Google will also benefit from that. Wayfair is another potential investment with online shopping. eBay is always tried and true. ARD or RDOG Group is another investment for the consumer discretionary. In terms of a stationary store, we all know Costco has done really well during this pandemic. Walmart as well. You also have Curate Retail. So I would look into the next tier down from the big boys in terms of looking at some potential stocks that haven't really reached their full potential but are making, decent revenue during this whole pandemic. Online shopping is more popular than ever. It was estimated that there was over 3 billion packages delivered this past year in 2021. I don't see that going away anytime soon. All right, so those are three sectors I think I would look into. Technology is always something to look into, but within technology, you want to look at specific things that may not have reached their potential. Healthcare is a very complex field. It's always important to stay current with political events or different things that are going on, like, pandemics and things like that. But I do like telemedicine. I like the technology that goes behind it. Consumer discretionary, you look at businesses that are recession proof, businesses that have done well during this whole pandemic in the event that there is a market crash or correction or recession. You want to make sure that you're doing things that will be somewhat stable in terms of potential revenue and earnings. There are plenty of other stocks out there or sectors that will do well in 2021. But the ones I went over are things that I particularly think will be good investments for at least this next year and definitely long term. So I thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.